Reverse 1999 got updated. Well, I was off my break. Oh god. I want to say a little something about this update. This update comes with quite a bit of I know the critiques of this update, and I know it very, very well, because we had the same critiques when it came out in China. God. But anyways, this is the new update. We got new story, which means I have to complete the already established stories. How long is this? I forgot how long this is. God dang it. I have to search this shit up. What did we end on? What happened in the last part? It's been too long. I can't remember. Did Sophia leave us yet? Verse 1999. Part... I don't know. It'll come up with a playlist. Someone played all of it, and they probably got a playlist. There we go. 31. Yeah, chapter 30. There's an after part as well. How fun. So, the goal for today is to finish this chapter. That's the goal. It's gonna be a very tiring goal because, there's 30 parts to this motherfucker. We have to play through 6 parts. Yeah. And some of them are so fucking long, by the looks of it. Especially the one that we're gonna play right now, apparently, because this took someone 25 minutes. Alright, let's get straight into it. We're gonna die, god damn it. The Cycle of History, Part 24. Oh shit, things are in ruin. The Hull of the Perron.
Heed my words, 37.
Is the volume good? Yeah, the volume should be good now.
That scroll is a sacred relic passed down from the wise sages of Apiron, safeguarded by the Sixes and entrusted only to believers who brave Apiron's test. It has the power of harmonization and reconciliation. You may keep it until you fully grasped the secrets shared with you by Apiron. But you will not share it with some organization affiliated with humans, and certainly do not allow them to study it.
The inevitable disagreement is finally upon them. 888 grabs 37 by the arm and drags her out of the lab.
Why? Sharing this scroll is sharing wisdom and knowledge with others, like what we have done through our doctrinal meetings and receiving visitors from the outside world. It is for the sake of spreading the light of truth, is it not? The human researchers, they have also discovered many brilliant theorems. Before the emanation cut us off, we had these types of communications with the outside world. It was fun, unlike what came after.
Yeah, let's not forget, humans have basically bombed this little country of theirs, and has killed many of their citizens. Let's be honest here.
I'm sure by sharing this scroll, the code from Aperon will be deciphered.
Probably
I must prove
faster
that
as
the
well.
light of truth still glimmers.
She stands her ground. She is right. With their faith shattered, people need something new to keep them going. And this time, her suggestion makes sense in a practical way, a quality often missing from her previous ideas. With the island no longer shielding them, the school must find another way to survive the emanation. In their moment of weakness, they need a powerful ally more than ever. They do. What happened has really shaken them, which is unfortunate. Which is very, very unfortunate. And they need some support to help them get back together.
But how can you be sure the scroll will only be used for researching the ritual? How can you ensure that the humans won't exploit it to create weapons of destruction?
I think 888. Wait, this scroll is going to our organization, right? To the fucking bullshit that is our shit. The bullshit of our shit. I love that. Um, there are arcanists there. There are arcanists who work there, not just humans. I mean, Miss Lucy is an arcanist, technically. So, not everyone is a human that is going to be working on this. The custodian looks up at the fractured dome. The speckled daylight illuminates her cool complexion.
Before joining the School of Apiron, my people and I had wandered the world for ages. Our long lives made it difficult for us to truly fit in with the world.
Oh, so she is actually different from the other people here. Okay.
Daughter of Truth, I implore you to hear the words of this old soul. Humans have indeed achieved incredible feats, and their enlightenment has even touched my soul. But unfortunately, most humans do not have an inherent respect for knowledge or its boundaries. They only chase after power blindly.
I can't disagree with that. Have you seen our modern day leaders? Let's be honest here.
I have experienced it firsthand. I tried to guide and persuade them, but ultimately I failed. That is why I am here now. ... What you are deciding to share is not only knowledge, but it is a ritual. A piece of power. A ritual designed for harmonization, created for the devout believers, and created for the sages seeking the truth. Yet, on the other hand, it can also be used for unspeakable horrors, such as silencers on guns, suppressors...
It won't.
I skipped ahead by accident. God damn it.
888. I won't let this happen. I promise.
Promises aren't gonna probably work in the situation, Burton. Like, promises have been broken very quickly in the last like couple of hours. I mean, promises aren't gonna mean a lot.
You can't promise anything, Miss Verton. You're too young,
Not wrong.
too inexperienced to comprehend the dark nature of history.
A valid and powerful observation. The hall itself, ravaged by war, now stands as a testament to the Banshee's claims. Even 37 is speechless.
But it's the truth we're talking about. What could possibly outweigh the truth?
Hey yo, 210? Are you finally being useful? An unexpected voice speaks up. To everyone's surprise, the rhetorician does not raise any objection this time.
If all it takes is lending someone a scroll to unlock unspeakable secrets, why not do it? Haven't the failures of the past 4 years proven that a stagnant mindset does not bring forth the light of truth? As individuals devoted to critical thinking, should the pursuit of truth not be our primary goal in life? My brothers and sisters, do not let hatred stop you, and don't let the dust of the phenomenal world blind you.
210!
He's actually being useful for once. He waves his hand and gets up from his seat.
And remember, it was 37 who passed the test and earned the scroll. It is her rightful responsibility to handle this situation.
Man is speaking truth. Thank you. He looks elsewhere, his demeanor suggesting a lack of interest rather than genuine support for the argument. Yeah.
Otherwise, what other choice do we have?
He shrugs and walks out the hall. Behind him, the Star of Hermes clenches her fist with resolve. To the murmuring, doubting crowd, she speaks again loud and clear.
I have made up my mind.
Okay.
I will share the scroll with Laplace. We will decipher the code together. The truth is the truth. It should not be swayed by anything else. Please, everyone, cast your pebble if you agree with me. If Six were here, he too would have called for a vote.
Some of them decide to leave the hall instead, but most stay and use the pebbles in their hands to speak for them. Her victory arrives with a gentle sigh from the corner. To be honest, a good chunk of them just left instead of agreeing, so... sorry, 888. War and smoke have long left this place. An area has been cleared for takeoff.
Miss Lilia, are you certain about this?
Absolutely. See the nice weather today? Much better than the day we landed. No wind, no cloud, the clear sky, and that giant moon.
Sitting tight on her SU-01B, she gives a quick pat to the scroll secured in her belt. Now don't fucking lose this, okay? Don't lose this. This is the essence of a parent's goodwill. In their newfound alliance with the Plus.
Can't find a better day to deliver the package. It's just to the headquarters, not even going outside of Europe. 3 hours is more than enough. I'm done being stuck on this suffocating island. Nobody can stop me from taking this flight.
Yeah, Lilia!
The headquarters are at least 768 nautical miles away, and you have no protection during the long flight. It's dangerous, and we have only 7 hours until the storm.
Dangerous? Maybe. But this is an exhilarating flight in the storm, Saneto. What better chance than now to push Zeno into updating their flying manual?
Lilia, always thinking ahead. She takes a few long gulps from her canteen and warms up her broomstick, brimming with anticipation as if she's going to a carnival.
Besides, what's wrong with a bit of oil painting on me? Should be a nice badge of honor.
Mate, that's quite a distance. Just be sure not to go toppling into the Mediterranean Sea.
Red 38 is no way an apple the second.
She soars higher and higher until Regulus shrinks to a tiny red dot on the beach. From the corner of her eye, she notices shadows slowly creeping towards her.
Uh-oh. Manus Alitius? We didn't kill them all off? I don't have time for you, little stingray rats.
Little stingray rats. Tias trail close behind her.
Still got your speed, huh? I guess the death of your boss didn't faze you much. Oh.
Slowly a glimpse comes into view, filled with a dark substance and throbbing like a beating heart. The creature's soft tentacle-like turrets slowly rise and lock onto Lilia.
Manus aircraft? Worth a fight. Haha! Bring it on! Your downfall will be an explosive orchestra over the waters.
So this is our fight then. Airspace overload. Okay. Okay. I see what we need. Oh. This is a 4-way. Okay. Spathadia! Oh shit, she doesn't have a thing. Oh fuck, look at that big thing. God dang.
Hold your breath.
What should I sing?
First, maintain balance.
Nice tactic.
Hold your breath.
Yeah.
Don't let go.
All these moments.
Like a lighter. seem so free.
First, maintain balance.
Then I found you.
All independence in my hand.
you. Okay. I would like a heal. I would like a heal.
Where's the party starting? Where is it? So that's your idea. Don't let go. The story begins with a bad adult. He did this first. With that,
Rise
Look at that health
from
bar.
the
Just now.
Time to
Strong
stand
health bar.
toes.
I said hello. The show must go on.
This looks really
Put a
carrying.
vessel on the stage.
Hold your breath.
Nice tactic. Why'd you fall till every night? Why'd you fall till
She's so
every
gorgeous.
night? Anyone feeling cold? Party planner. Let's
You don't
race.
need to rush, it's fine.
Rise, fall, and flourish.
Ooh, that did some damage. Ah, that did some good damage right there. I like that.
And witness my victory!
That was some goddamn good damage as well. Goddamn. Spasidia really bringing it. To surely cast the immunity ritual, 2 conditions must be met. Have the power to wield it.
Yes, Miss Tyder has derived the formula and my team has finished designing the prototype converter. Now, we just need the bigwigs upstairs to approve the experiment application. This is an unprecedented chance to rob the storm of its energy. I wouldn't miss this for anything.
Minimize the side effects.
The Scroll of Aperon has shown great potential in protecting casters from the ritual. It is expected to outperform the Coleman protection rituals. The sheer variety of side effects is concerning, but we already have a list of 122 curses and their effects. Once the scroll arrives, we will test and record its reactions to each of the effects. This should speed up our analysis considerably.
But we only have 7 hours. This isn't enough. Yeah, we only have 7 hours. We need to...
How can we get humans to make use of this ritual?
He stands up and paces around the cluttered room.
Ideally, the incantation is made into a tool like the Manus Mask or Laplace's incantation soft disk. However, this would require a thorough analysis and mastery of the ritual. Manus Vindicte could create the mask because Arcana is just that excellent of a caster. But we don't have that kind of excellence all the time. That's why I came up with a clever alternative, to let everyone be a caster instead. The problem is, humans can't cast it all to begin with. Ugh.
Logic is failing to produce the desired breakthroughs. Enigma sits back down at the table, holding his head in despair.
Is there nothing else we can do?
So, this is the plan of the imaginary numbers. You want to use the waves of Numa and the reconciliation of the scroll to allow everyone to recite the storm immunity ritual?
37 ponders with great interest, as if it were just another game. The collaboration with Laplace is going well. They have just shared all their information on the subject.
Yes. What do you think, 37? An ugly plan it is. There is no grace or beauty in this approach. It is purely driven by practicality and uses clever tactics to make things fit. How typical of imaginary numbers.
What? It sounds pretty cool to me. Taking advantage of the storm? It's about time we plundered it instead.
It really looks like we should throw this plan into the sea.
I love her. 37 insists, subtly shifting her seat away from Regulus.
You're not trying to comprehend the ritual, Vertin, but scrambling to make use of it before the emanation arrives.
Isn't making use of it enough for our purposes?
No, the theory is incomplete. You will be hindered by impossible obstacles in no time. Mister, could you show me the incantation? I want to see it too.
She glances at the device, hoping for an answer, but the other end of the call has been silent for a while.
Laplace is looking for a safe method to deliver the incantation. Given the incidents before, some time is required for the application procedure. Once received, please do not read it out by any means. The side effects are extremely deadly.
The chief assistant explains to her reassuringly. Finally, someone speaks again.
Apologies. We took some time to test the delivery methods. For your safety, only the text of the incantation will be delivered. The exact pronunciation will be sent to the timekeeper later.
Thanks, mate.
Since the island has no visual communication, we will send the incantation letter by letter through a Chladni plate, a technique that converts simple patterns to sound waves. Enough with the mumbo-jumbo. There's no time for details.
Annoyed, he interrupts his rambling and gets straight to the point.
Anyway, timekeeper, we'll need the help of that lady. Miss Radio, right?
Huh?
Flattered, the blue flower Miss Radio perks up. No ordinary signal could reach this island. Since their arrival, she's been diligently managing their communications. As a result, she was somewhat reduced to being just a radio.
Yes. Somebody please find her a metal square plate, fix it on a sturdy base, and pour sand on it.
Sonetto and Regulus gets to work immediately. Fortunately, there's no shortage of metals and sand on the island. A makeshift receiving station is quickly built.
Now, a special recording will be sent to you. Please stay by the edge of the plate, embrace the sound, and, groove along.
I assume you mean vibrate?
No, that's just rude. But, yes, exactly.
He stammers.
If all goes well, the vibrations will move the sand and visualize the text in a pattern. We have 12 recordings ready, each representing a letter in the incantation. We'll play the first one when you're ready.
Oh, of course, my pleasure.
She trembles with excitement, ready to give her all for this important task. As she grooves with the signal, a pattern begins to form on the plate.
First one's done, Mr. Ulrich.
All right, 11 to go.
The transmission continues as planned, each letter falling into place like pieces of a puzzle, until finally the last letter is recorded on the page.
This incantation.
The sight is hard to believe. How can this be?
What? Are you reading it in your head? Oh, don't tell me even thinking about it can trigger the curse.
No. It's just, I can read this language.
La una kiriklo. The language is not unfamiliar. The incantation for unlocking the suitcase is inscribed in the same tongue. The questions are, who thought this and when? Was it on the eve of the new millennium, when everything was a blank? Was it Mother? A myriad of thoughts flood the mind.
37. I think I know what it says. It means the first circle.
Did Mother Dearest do something? To continue. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break because my throat is killing me because I'm still not well. And then I'll get back to you. which will probably just be a second for you lot, but hey. Yay! I'm back! I had something to eat, and I've moved locations to the kitchen. So you may hear cars. Or cats fighting, one of the two. So, let's get straight into this. Ooh! Special item, hello? Part 25, the first circle. Okay. Put the volume up, yeah. The researchers on the receiving end quickly grasp the message.
The first circle. That's what the incantation says?
He suddenly remembers a detail that has eluded him all along.
That's it. The investigator in Vienna reported a similar thing. An ancient miracle, a circle of salvation.
Fucking hell. We finally learned what the fucking thing says.
Akana even drew a circle in the air while saying it. She did it so nonchalantly, as if it were a meaningless gesture. We didn't think much of it at the time. Once we confirmed that it did not affect the casting of the incantation, we forgot about it and moved on. I can't believe I overlooked it.
Don't hit your head too hard, mate. You may break the glass. The hot-tempered cryptography lead slams the table and buries his face into his hand, clearly exasperated. Yes, that's the word.
This is not your fault, Ulrich. The gesture was overlooked because it did not really help the research. Our focus was on practical application rather than understanding the incantation itself. If the incantation means the first circle,
The pragmatist's voice is still serene.
how will this be helpful to the research?
You never know. It could be useful some way. We don't know. Oh,
I understand now.
what do you understand? A moment of epiphany. She snatches a handful of paper, sprawls out on the floor, and scribbles frantically.
Well, Vertin, I don't know why you can read it, but I do know that Gal is thrilled by your interpretation.
Yay, we made 37 happy.
Because you mentioned her favourite shape, the circle.
Oh. The irrational number is spot on. 37 has drifted into a world of her own.
Yes. The essence of the incantation is a circle. But what kind of circle is it? In topology, any closed curve on a plane can be classified as a circle.
Aha! Told you.
She's now very happy to do more maths. Regula spreads her hands, speechless. She takes a step back, giving 37 more room to calculate. Everyone is talking quietly as not to disturb her. Even Miss Radio has lowered her volume. Just as her sheets are about to engulf the entire floor, she finally stands up.
Look, Vertin, let's go back to the Rosetta Stone hypothesis. Based on the hypothesis, if the incantation and the numerical code share a common essence, which is the key to the storm immunity, and we now know the incantation refers to a circle,
then the essence of this numerical code should also be a circle, right?
37 nods.
Yes. Before this conversation, I had no idea which direction to take. The numerical code could be a snippet of an incantation, or it could be a geometrical ritual array. I had a lot of theories to go on, but testing them could take weeks or even months. Worse yet, if my line of thinking was completely wrong, we could waste decades of time and effort. But the Rosetta Stone hypothesis is easy to verify.
Okay.
Let us suppose that the incantation and numerical code share a similar essence. We know that the incantation does work as proven by the awakened.
Yeah.
If the incantation is a circle, then the numerical code should also be circular in nature. And has the same effect as the incantation. Which is a circle that saves people from the emanation and can also be experimented with by the awakened.
If the experiment works, then the hypothesis is true. And vice versa.
Oh. I still don't really understand what's going on because it's big words flying right through my head at this point. But yeah, okay. Sounds exciting.
I see what you mean here. It really is an easily provable hypothesis.
To my ears, you're just trying to prove that the code means a circle. Because you're really into circles.
But we all love circles. I don't. I like triangles.
Not specifically. I simply like it because it's a great shape.
Not wrong. A circle is a great shape, even though everyone struggles to draw it by hand with no assistance.
But I don't understand.
She picks up the numerical code and studies it carefully.
+1, -1, +2, -3, 3, -3, +2, -1, +1. How do these numbers relate to the circle?
Who knows?
The first circle.
Enigma narrows his brows, spinning a pen between his fingers. His drafts are scattered across his desk, each of them a dead end.
Yes, it was the timekeeper who translated the incantation. And according to the investigator in Vienna, Arcana also drew a circle when she cast the ritual. But experiments have shown that the gesture has no effect on the ritual. We thought maybe it was a symbolic gesture.
No. It is no way just symbolic.
He jumps to his feet. The cryptographer sneezes at the cloud of dust he just stirred up.
Arcanists excel at condensing their experiences into symbolic representations. Signs, totems, elements, these are primitive symbols, and some are sources of power for Arcanum. At least that's what the Foundation's textbooks tell me. That's why arcane skills can only be enhanced by mediums that align with their symbolic nature. Precise materials are required when creating soft discs for each incantation.
Okay. He stops spinning his pen.
If the incantation symbolizes the first circle, and if we were to create a physical form that could be mass-produced for everyone, will that form have to be a circle too?
I would think so. In my mind, I would think so. Could you turn the incantation to what's it called? Ruins? No. Okay, so this is dumb. But the best way, which is probably not the way that this is going to turn out, because I'm thinking very, very simple-mindedly here, because I am quite, dumb. If they could, find a way to, translate the incantation into, a written sort of, code that could theoretically work on the area that the code is around, they could just draw out a massive circle around a city with the code, and that would help protect that city from the emanation. That would be a good way to make sure that everyone's safe instead of the selected arcanists. In the cave, discussions and theories about the circle are also in full swing. Every inch of the floor is now covered with paper. On each sheet is a differently drawn circle. Some are spheres, some have crossings, some are in distorted forms. Just as the sea of paper is about to drown everyone in the room, she finally stands up.
Oh, I should have thought of this. The simplest things often hold the deepest meaning, as always. So, the first circle, what could it be? A wheel? A piece of rope? A pendulum?
37 shakes her head and kicks away some paper balls at her feet.
I spent too long on the wheel and the bearing, not realizing there was something more promising. A circle can also be seen as a knot with no crossings. An unknot. This could be a variation of a closed curve. A knot. Knots were how the ancients of the Incas and Chinese collected data and kept records.
This is flying so far over my head, but I'm gonna nod along and and agree as if I know what the hell's going on.
But which knot is it exactly?
I have no clue, Han. 37 extends her hand. Intricate geometric shapes take form in the radiance of her arcane light. Ooh,
the Jones
pretty.
polynomial of the trefoil knot is t plus t cubed minus t to the power of 4.
That's pretty.
The figure 8 knot is t to the power of negative 2 minus t to the power of negative 1 plus 1 minus t plus t squared. While the cinquefoil knot, t squared plus t to the power of 4 minus t to the power of 5 plus t to the power of 6 minus t to the power of 7.
Oh.
I could go on all day. There are 165 different knots with 10 crossings.
Cat is snoring.
9,988 knots with 13 crossings.
It is Cassie. She's snoring. Cass. Here you go.
But which knot is the code referring to? +1, -1,
This is a lot of
+2,
numbers.
-3.
This is a lot of
Positive
numbers.
3,
Look, I didn't
negative
do well in maths and I didn't do well
+2,
in English language.
-1,
So,
+1.
this is flying way over my head. She stops.
Of course I would hear these digits instead of anything else. The scroll transcribes the truth into a format I can understand. So it must be based on a mathematical system I already know.
Okay.
I have all the knowledge needed to break the code. Just need to follow my instincts and pick a system.
Okay, so pick a system.
And the Jones polynomial is the first thing I could think of.
Okay! Stuck by an idea, she drops to her knees and starts calculating again on the floor.
Right. The second 3 I heard sounded different from the other 3s. That 3 must be the constant term of the polynomial.
I like to imagine that everyone is just in the room doing their own sort of like research to try and help out, and they're all just staring at 37 while she's going on this random spiel.
Then if we use this 3 as the origin, like a number axis, the left side is the coefficient for the negative exponents, and the right side is the coefficients for the positive exponents.
Yes, big words, big words.
Eureka! This string of coefficients is the shorthand of a Jones polynomial. If we assign the 8 coefficients to the 8 corresponding exponents in a Jones polynomial, we get its true form.
Numbers.
T to the power of negative 4 minus t to the power of negative 3 plus 2t to the power of negative 2 minus 3 times t to the power of negative 1 plus 3 minus 3t plus 2t squared minus t cubed plus t to the power of 4. A knot with 8 crossings.
That was so fucking long of an equation. She looks up. Her bright aquamarine eyes shine with delight. A golden knot projects from her fingertips.
See, Vertin, Apiron did give us the answer. The key we've been looking for, the most profound secret, the language of the divine. No sound or text is needed, just pure structure, the very form of the essence itself. It is a beautiful shape, a simple knot.
I wouldn't really call it simple, but sure.
A knot. Great. Now there is only one step left. The verification.
Right, Miss Lucy. She nods and looks at the communicator.
Did you hear that, Madam Lucy? Can you help us verify the authenticity of this knot?
Madam Lucy was there just listening to 37's spiel of knowledge. Oh, shite. After an unsettling silence, Miss Radio finally remembers that she has turned down the volume. But when she turns it back on, Lucy's voice comes through clearly over the channel.
Of course.
I have paid close attention to the discussion. This polynomial produces a single unique knot. We can now tie a knot to test it.
The call goes silent again. The cave is silent too, as if any noise would alter the outcome. Even Regulus has turned off her personal speakers. In the quiet hush, Miss Radio cranks up her volume once more, but all they hear is a sharp hiss of static, and a soft, strange rustling. 20 minutes have passed.
Madam Lucy?
The only sound is a constant static, accompanied by a faint, scratchy reverberation. Oh?
Is the signal dropping? Madam Lucy, can you hear us?
Oh? Come on, Lucy, come on. ...
I can.
The robot utters with effort. The knot slips from her grip and falls. It has completed its great mission. The robot starts to fall apart and melt. Before the curse could get to her core, it worked. I had to cut the fucking recording because my mother decided to text me for some ungodly reason. It worked. Woo! To be continued. It worked. The ritual core is officially completed. Cutting edge technology. Thank you. Right, let's continue onwards. Part 26. Mirror and Curtains. The storm arrives in 4 hours.
I never thought it would be the Timekeeper and the Apeiron Arcanus who'd solve the problem. But now even humans can cast this ritual.
Laplace is now in a rare state of tranquility, for the researchers have done all they can. There's nothing left for them to do. With only 4 hours to go, this is the final calm before the storm.
Indeed. The knot is the physical form of the ritual we were looking for. Surprisingly, the numerical code yielded practical results. I thought it was necessary to report this to the Timekeeper's organization. It was her contribution, but it did not go well.
Oh? What happened?
Forgive the interruption. What's a knot?
I will be glad to answer your question. Knot theory is a branch of algebraic topology. In mathematics, a knot refers to a connected closed curve in three-dimensional Euclidean space that does not intersect itself. They can also be described as shapes in three-dimensional space that are homeomorphic to circles. Knot theory focuses on the entanglement and configurations of closed curves in three-dimensional space, rather than the curves themselves. Since all closed curves are homeomorphic to circles, they can all be topologically categorized as circles. A knot equivalent to a two-dimensional circle is called an unknot, and
I don't mean to question Laplace's expertise, but this approach may not be the best solution for widespread implementation. The concepts are complex even for us, let alone others. We can't expect to give an advanced math lesson to every individual under these circumstances. Doing math before the storm. Nobody's got time for that.
They're not wrong.
as it turned out, presenting a technical report was much too premature. We should have a complete and official report once the immunity gear is produced.
Maybe you can change your approach the next time you report to the Foundation.
The fucking Foundation. The robot shakes her head, disappointed by the failure of her report and the listener's math level.
I simply gave them honest answers.
Honest answers that go over their head. She turns her head and looks thoughtfully out the window.
But this solution is deserving of widespread implementation. All we need is a piece of rope and tie it end to end. And spend 3 to 5 minutes to make this knot.
Be careful, baby. Cassie. Be careful. I'm moving about, and Cassie decided to jump up on the breakfast bar where I'm sat. Cassie! Cass. Cassie. She's now, not looking at me. Great. Okay. How long is this gonna be? Oh, okay.
This can be done anywhere, at any time, by anyone using any type of cordage. The oldest, fastest, and most basic ritual, the key to braving the storm, is
Alright,
a knot.
let me move that for you, baby.
Why didn't you tell the House of Intercatus? I'm sure they would have funded us generously.
I will make sure to put it in my interdepartmental report.
A rare hint of frustration flickers across her face. Oh? But she quickly moves on to a subject that deserves her attention.
But at this point in time, the knot only functions like an incantation. It is not suitable for widespread use until the research on the side effects and the converter are complete.
In any case, I've completed all the tasks you assigned me. My last plea is, please never put Ulrich and I on the same team again.
Yeah, it's partly for the safety of everyone in the room. The researcher lets out a deep yawn, feeling as if he hasn't slept in ages. Maybe he can catch a quick nap before the final battle begins.
I'm surprised that you're not in the lab. Something bothering you? Wait, don't tell me you're charging here.
The robot turns to him, an approving smile on her face.
Excellent job, Researcher Adler. You have proven that you are keeping the locations of public outlets in Laplace in mind, which is a positive sign for your resocialization.
I don't think that's... yeah. I mean, he knows where to charge his devices now, so...
But I am powering up to reach my optimal condition, preparing for what is to come. The Scroll of Apeiron, the final piece of the puzzle, the key to minimizing any negative effects caused by the incantation.
If Lilia can get there in time. If she can't, we're kind of fucked. Come on, Lilia.
Wow! The designers on artificial somnambulism could use some of this inspiration. Look at the clouds, painted with a syndrome of colors and interrupted by a glorious streak of rainbow. It's truly a masterpiece.
The red blur streaks forward at lightning speed. The Olithius are still in hot pursuit. Their skins are becoming increasingly vibrant due to the storm syndrome.
Funny. They're flying towards the headquarters out of instinct. Maybe they can sense immunity zones. These little beasts would make for a good study.
Yes? Why are you connecting?
But I'm not in the mood to take any prisoners.
They're reusing slides. They're reusing art. This is from, when did Schneider die? She died at the end of chapter 2, right? So this is from the end of chapter 3 or chapter 4. One of those two. This piece was at the end of that when they went to save Burton. In front of her, under the clouds, the grey buildings on the foundation are now clearly visible. Chapter 4. That was at the end of chapter 4. Fuel and ammunition are running out. Oh, sorry. Her altitude is low enough. She can almost see the hallway outside the committee room.
Maybe I should storm the vice president's office with them. But other people might get hurt there. Never mind.
She makes an abrupt turn, her mind racing with ideas.
Dive into the lake? But the splash might wet the scroll. Wait, isn't that?
Sprouts from the forest that looks like a signal to land.
Miss Lilia, this way.
Druvis, darling!
Ha! Good timing.
Her friend's presence has given her a clear sense of direction. Gao's in full. She charges into the new forest with a huge herd in hot pursuit. Just before crashing into the trees, Red 38 changes course and rockets upwards in a perfectly straight line. But the creatures behind her have no such finesse. One by one, they slam into the mesh woven by the dense tangle of trees and vines.
Enemies intercepted. Ally landed successfully. Miss Travis, the Elitiaos are all ensnared in vines.
That's fine. The druid closes her eyes, savoring the fresh air.
The winds of triumph sweep through the woods. An excellent flight, Miss Lilia.
Oh, she's so beautiful. Druvis! I haven't seen you in ages, darling. Mwah.
We will take it from here. Come, everyone. We shall vanquish our foes with the aid of the woods.
I love her. Time to fight some fuckers. Right. Yeah. I think we're pretty good then. How many? Okay, it's one round with a shit ton of these fuckers. Okay. We'll be fine. I forgot to give fucking Balloon Party her thing. God damn it. Okay. Exit real quick. Shut up. There it is.
Woman, get moving!
I got color as a fucking tiger. I have not seen that before. Okay.
That's right! So untamed, so free. What should I sing? Take my hand to be yours alone. I must finish this. The show must go on. Party planner. Nice tactic. Did anybody get hurt? Seeing stars? So that's your idea. So untamed. What should I sing? I said hello. Don't let go. Then I found you.
Then I found you. Then I found you. Ooh.
Party planner, where's the party star? Where is it? The story begins with a bad adult. He did this first. Is that That's right! Nice tactic.
Okay.
Come on, that's the one your idea. Anyone feeling cold? Cheer and witness my victory!
Whoa.
Did anybody get hurt?
Great attack. It's all here.
So untamed. What should I sing? Become a vessel on the stage. Take my hand to be yours alone. Why'd you fall till every night? Why'd you fall till every night?
Let's hope you're not doing more damage to him. There you go.
That's right! Time to go all out! Project planner. Like a lighthouse. Seeing stars.
There you go, perfect.
The show is over, but the loneliness persists.
Okay.
The Special Operations Squad is ready to go.
Marcus!
Dr. Kakanya, are you really going to stay here?
We're back in Vienna. 4 hours. ... She shakes her head, her fingers tight on Marcus's communicator. For more than 10 hours she has been waiting for Laplace to respond. ... Marcus lowers her eyes, burying her face in her scarf to hide the tears. The doctor quickly notices it. Her voice softens and changes to a lower tone.
Don't worry about me, young missy. This won't be goodbye forever. Besides, I have already provided all the help I can, right? I made Isolde show us the ritual and kept her under control, and now you've figured out how the ritual works. To test its results, you will need a couple of volunteers.
Motherfucker, I am connected. Marcus doesn't seem to find comfort in her words.
But you heard the report from Laplace. The possibility of surviving the ritual is nearly zero without the converter and the scroll and...
Nearly, they said.
I am
not
fucking
surely.
connected. The Wi-Fi's fine. I have my other device open. It's fine. You're fucking connected. The doctor interjects briskly.
Plus, where else can I go? I was born and raised in this city. This is where I came from, where I lived and where I belong. This is my whole world. I despised the maggots under its golden surface and fought for the justice and fairness in our society. But I also cherish every detail of this city, from the intricate carvings on the theater columns to the dirt
I
trodden
really
by
shouldn't have
dock
done that. I'm
workers.
sorry. That was really, really loud. Squeaky chair, squeaky chair.
All of these things made me me. My family, my friends, my people, and my operas and culture are all here. I never once thought about leaving this place. I have never thought about destroying it either.
She looks up and sighs sentimentally.
Being washed away with it would be a just punishment for all my sins.
Yet her eyes are free of darkness and despair. Marcus can clearly see her determination.
I wish I could be as brave as you are. See you, Miss Clara.
See you, Kakanya. She gently reaches out to her. Not far away, the Special Operations Squad is ready to go. The helicopter begins to whirl. It's the last errand of the day. Inside the cabin, Isolde sits between two Razor operatives, her wrists bound in cuffs.
Hurry, ladies, before any of us turns into one of those exquisite paintings. Sorry, but the headquarters is too far for the teleportation disc from here. You'll have to bear with us smelly old grunts for a little longer.
It is time to part ways.
Goodbye, Miss Marcus.
Goodbye, Kanya.
Sharing this hour with you has been an honor.
Their warm hands clasp in a powerful handshake. With a wave to the teary-eyed girl, Kanya turns around and heads towards the Sea of Madness.
Is your birthday approaching, Doctor?
She twirls sharply around at the entranced voice. Isolde reaches out into the air, still in a dream she's unwilling to wake up from. There the world is unchanged, and each day is filled with bliss. For a prisoner in the Foundation's facility, perhaps dreams will provide the solace she needs.
I made this for you.
She holds out a brooch, a piece so exquisite that it too seems to be an intangible figment of a wistful dream. No. The golden setting nestles the sparkling gem in place, a gift undoubtedly made with great affection.
Turquoise and topaz.
just like you in your eyes.
Aww.
Please accept my blessings, Doctor.
Aww.
May your life be filled with joy and contentment, and may your courage guide you through all that comes your way. You are worthy of all the beauty and goodness this world has to offer, and I will hold you in my heart and in my prayers forever.
Aww, fucking hell. Today isn't Connie's birthday, nor can she see her reflection in Sol's lusterless eyes. The Star of Vienna holds up the brooch, yearning at the emptiness before her. ... If one were to die today... Oh, the postman just came by. What does she say to her longtime friend?
Süße Träume, Rote das Dorf.
She takes the brooch and pins it to her jacket. The communicator at her waist crackles. A ray of hope shines through the static.
Madam Lucy, any progress on the research?
There's been progress. Yeah, to be continued. Alright. We are going to go into part 27, which is apparently the longest of the remaining parts in this chapter. So, I'm going to get a drink real quick and then we'll get right into it. Right, I've got a drink to soothe my aching throat and we're going to get straight into it. Part 27. Hymnus ad Bacchus? Dionysus?
6 is awake?
Oh. 6 is awake? He's alive? Huh? Laboratory Island. The blind woman nods, smiling. 37 scrambles up from the floor, her eyes sparkling with joy.
Fabulous! Now everything is perfect, like the number 10. He will be happy to hear that I've cracked the code.
She skips across the room, the paper with the knot on it still in her hand. Fuck's sake, don't contest.
I did it, Vertin!
You surely did.
I have proven the light of truth still shines. With some time, communication, and a flash of inspiration, we can bring it down from the unattainable skies and let its radiance illuminate all. And I've also proven that the truth is not out of reach or too distant to grasp.
Okay.
So, once Sophia knows about this, she'll come back to us, right?
Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be happy with what you've accomplished, 37.
"37 nods with satisfaction and quickly dives back into her work for her perfecting the solution. The leaps in progress and the news of Six's return have filled the lab with smiles and lively conversations. Yet the most active members of the past are not here for the celebration.
Did 210 and 888 go to get 6?
I'm probably going to talk to them privately. ...
You don't seem that happy.
The leader stops, looking at the speaker coming down the steps.
The Star of Hermes deciphered the code of Aperon. She found a way to cross the emanation. We should all feel happy for her.
Leader does not answer, having mastered the art of silence over the years. The rhetorician doesn't care. He can effortlessly engage in dialogue and is at ease in any conversation, even with a rock.
Yet here you are, so indifferent. It is because you, too, know that what has happened will not change, regardless of whether she figures it out or not. A meager ritual to save people from the emanation is nothing compared to the disruption of the law above. It also cannot change the fact that our faith is dead. We're talking about how the island has sunk, and we're now sailing in a tsunami. A tiny miracle, a spark of inspiration, won't save the ship from the wrath of the tides.
His tone is sarcastic, but the mockery is missing in his eyes.
To be honest, I was surprised that she asked such a practical question. I guess the trivialities of the phenomenal world did eventually affect her. It's a shame that many others lack her determined will to see beyond the void of our broken reality.
What's your point?
Can't you see? I'm getting a rise out of you.
He beams a huge grin.
Who would have thought that our great, perfect, honorable leader of the School of Apeiron has been a nihilist all along? You never revered the truth, did you? That's why you kept us in the dark for 4 years. You never respected our beliefs for a second in your life.
The man down the steps shakes his head.
The people who seek the truth are more important than the truth itself. I may not understand that ever-shifting number, but I do understand and respect the people here.
He's continuing the conversation, a rarity to behold. Ever since becoming 6, he's rarely had a chance to unleash his sarcastic wit.
So you know the secret. What now? Now that you know the truth could lead to a nihilistic void, I wonder if you would abandon our doctrines, our wisdom, and our inheritance, and step into the darkness in a fit of rage. When truth fails, sophistry prevails. Correct?
Ha! We cannot deny that fate, the unspeakable, holds wisdom beyond our understanding. Perhaps it does take a resolute skeptic, an impartial nihilist, to steady this ship and remain detached enough to look on from the sidelines.
210 looks up.
It's a pity.
Oh god. You're going so fast.
This was supposed to be the best time of year to make wine.
He leaves without looking back. Oh, that's a relief. A short distance away, 37 slides gracefully down the sand and runs towards him.
6! You're here! 888 said they're holding a celebration before the arrival of the emanation, in honor of the living and the dead. Will you join us, 6?
Dot.
37. Do you remember the story of Socrates?
The one you told me in the cave? The trial is over. Why mention it? You should answer my question first.
Her words trail off as her eyes suddenly widen in fear. She's completely fixated on what's in the distance. She knows the feast is underway, and she's recalculated the safe zone for them to hold in. But now people are laying out food, wine on the ruined beach, among the rubble and wreckage right next to the remains of the battlefield.
Wait, are they holding the ceremony outside the immunity zone? I told them to go to the meadow near the top of the mountain where they will be completely safe. I've checked my calculations over and over, leaving no room for error. 888 must have made a mistake. I need to warn them.
Her tiny arms are held back. Blonde hair droops over 6's eyes. 37 looks back in confusion at the leader's unusual behavior.
37. Either be wise, uninvolved, and look on, or be practical, involved, and suffer.
They chose it. They chose to have it there, didn't they?
Which one will you end up choosing?
You mean all we need is a piece of hope?
The voice on the phone sounds unsure.
Yes. In recognition of your extraordinary contributions, Laplace is honored to present you with the fruits of our labor. This knot is the result of our research. The knot has been validated as a working ritual on both humans and arcanists.
Oh, you're stretching,
With the help
Cassie.
of other arcanists, we found methods to avoid side effects and conducted small-scale experiments with success.
So are you saying we can...
However, since the experiment is still in its early stages, it involves a variety of materials and complicated rituals that are not yet possible for transmission. Nor can we deliver you any experimental equipment, as the storm is about to make landfall. The knot acts as an equivalent to the incantation, but it does not guarantee that we will meet the casting requirements or avoid the likely side effects.
This is devastating news for anyone in need of rescue in the midst of a disaster. The robot pauses briefly, searching its database for kinder phrasings.
I apologize, Miss Kakanya. Perhaps the result of our work will not really help your situation.
You said the knot works on both humans and arcanists, right?
Surprisingly, there's no despair in her voice.
Yes.
That is more than enough. This is the best news I've heard so far. There's a chance for everyone.
It's a chance. It's a chance that some people will survive. The robot did not understand her mumbling, but she found something in her database that might help.
I have 2 more pieces of good news. First, the curse is not inevitable. Our experiments showed a 0.49% likelihood of no side effects occurring at all. Second, the closer the storm gets, the more pneuma fills the air, leading to a greater success rate of the ritual.
So basically, if you want like a brilliant result from this, you need to do it like very, very close to when the storm happens, which could be extremely risky.
Yet, even with these factors combined, the rate of success is still extremely low.
It's all right. With millions of people trying, there's hope that at least one person will succeed against the odds. Thank you for sharing this with me, madam. I will do everything I can to spread this knot in Vienna. To the arcanists, humans, Magyars, and Germans, they are all my people, regardless of their social status, profession, or race. They all deserve the right to survive.
Lucy ends the call and turns around. There stands a Foundation employee sent here to inquire about the experiment with a stern expression after overhearing the conversation.
Madame Lucy, I can only assume you acted impulsively and overlooked the proper application process. The knot is new and not ready for widespread testing. Distributing it in Vienna could lead to more casualties or even fall into the hands of our enemies. I must remind you that this is a clear violation of the regulations set by Pax Security Council, the St. Pavlov Foundation, and the Laplace...
Ah, yes. How careless of me.
Lucy's learned to have a bit of a heart. The robot nods.
But I did tell her I would share the results of the research, and this is what you call a promise.
Good Lucy.
And the database says, a promise made is a promise kept.
She's learning, guys. The robot is learning. God. The storm is imminent. The final moment has arrived.
My brothers and sisters, put down your cups for a moment and lend ear to me. We were born extraordinary, yet estranged from the world around us. Throughout the ages, we wandered the world like a ship lost at sea.
She's gonna make a dramatic speech, so I am gonna move slightly, so there will be loud noises. There we go, okay. I'm seated better. Let's hear this monologue.
Despite the instability and chaos, we persevered. And together, we sought after the truth that would illuminate us all. Through introspection and contemplation, we cleansed ourselves of hatred, madness, and delusion, and embraced the value of beauty and harmony.
Yet now, our shattered faith mingles with the rubble of this phenomenal world, as specks in an unjust timeline, as remnants of a tide long receded. The dream of the transcendental world is broken, and the order of the transcendental law is no more.
Our sanctuary has crumbled, exposing us to live in a world filled with conflict and turmoil, where we will be trapped in the wheel of birth, doomed to repeat the mistakes of history for eternity.
But do not despair, for there is another way to the truth. It is a path fueled by unbridled passion, one that was stifled by moderation and restraint, a path that transcends the individual, breaks all boundaries and limitations, and leads us back to the essence in a fiery blaze of glory.
This path is the emanation which we stride into for the ultimate truth of our journey.
Oh, God.
Doctor?
The boy eases his pace as he sees Kanya rushing his way.
Finally, someone I know!
She cradles a thick stack of pamphlets in her arms, with a loud breath.
Ilich, gather everyone you can and have them read out these steps in the plaza for all to hear. If possible, go to the telegraph office or use a printing machine to copy flyers. Distribute as many copies as you can. I'll go to Leopoldstadt and find the Gracchus brothers. They know where to find abandoned military hot air balloons.
What are you talking about, Doctor? People are too busy trying to escape. I want nothing to do with those crazies. This? A guide for tying knots? Don't you know the world is about to end? So many warnings. Who'd want to read this?
The people who want to survive will read it. I can't guarantee anything. It's a gamble for our lives. But people have a right to try before doomsday arrives. Ilich, please trust me one more time. Please.
The boy recognizes the plea in her voice.
Fine, Dr. Clara. If this works, your coffee for the rest of your life is on me.
Feels like a good bargain.
Why?
Clutching at her own hair, she lets out a heart-wrenching wail.
Why? Why are you still leaving? I found the truth. I completed the test. I deciphered the code of Apiron.
She struggles, trying to break free from the arm holding her back, her eyes fixed on the beach before her.
Why aren't you stopping them, Six?
They chose this. They chose this for themselves. It's their choice. ... A friendly figure comes up to them.
Hello.
Marta.
Are you joining them, Miss Marta?
She smiles and shakes her head, turning her face towards the leader.
I find myself uncertain of which way to go. Would you kindly give me some guidance?
The guidance I can offer you is limited, Miss Marta. I think fate knows its own fate better than anyone.
Thank you for your advice. I think I understand.
Are you enjoying them, Marta? She steps into the path of no return. Ah. Oh. poor Titania. Oh, poor Titania. Oh. God. Is it a rule in reverse 1999 to give us the saddest shit?
My dear child, look at you. You're exhausted. I couldn't be of help then. But it's okay. The party is over now. At least let me brush your hair, darling.
God. Grandma.
Or your hair will get all knotted. And it will hurt you when you try to untangle them.
Indeed. That happened more than once.
I'm not surprised. An old friend of ours, not. Often we learn our knots before we even know how to read and write. A knot could be an obstacle that breaks the consistency of a flow, and also a reminder of forgotten things. You can use just about anything on hand to make a knot. Leaves of grass, the fur of an animal, even fallen hair. But the sturdiest knots are tied with rope. Knots are often found in many stories. Signify promises, counting and measuring, an instrument of salvation, and one of execution.
What else can these knots really do?
Oh, I could go on all day. The influence and power of knots can't be overstated. It is said that it was in the cutting of the Gordian knot that Alexander became the Great. Just touching the meters-long rope provides blessings to the faithful in Bellum. And tiny knots on strings can carry the history of an entire people. The ancient Inca called it quipu. The intricate variations of hundreds of fabrics, colors, and lengths of strings were used to record their stories through the ages. And to think, Shakespeare only had 26 letters to create his masterpieces.
Isn't there something a bit more practical?
Just look around you. Don't sailors use knots to mark depths in men's sails? Or coachmen tying knots to rein their horses? And any respectable lady or gentleman knows the knots they must tie about their necks to stay in fashion. Or consider the knot-like helix structure of DNA and the changes in states of matter. Invisible to the naked eye, these knots carry some hint at a universal law, that there might be a string, like the key.
I'm gonna be honest.
I hope.
Okay, we only had like 3 left. I could be bored to listen. Oh, there's the last of that. Hope you keep this note as a record of the words we shared. Does reverse 1999 have to always end with sadness? Like, someone has to die. As the saddest shit is fucking part 28, the 2 numbers, 6 and 37. The last 2. God.
I don't understand. I should be giving them my blessings. They're brave enough to return to the essence. But instead, sadness washes over me.
That's because apart from 6, they were the last of you lot. They were the people you grew up with, 37.
I should feel happy for Sophia, now that she knows her soul number. Yet, I am filled with sorrow.
I know, darling, I know. It's okay, sweetie, it's okay. The beach is quiet, clean and perfect again. The storm has washed away everything that's happened. The war, the crowds, and the clinking cups, all gone. It's restored to the likeness of a better time, with no remnants left behind. Last echoes of an era have faded into the distance.
Why did you all leave? Is it because I wasn't fast enough? Is it because I didn't do well enough?
Her petite frame sways in the breeze, until finally she crumples to the sand. Oh, 37. I just want to hold you, darling. Oh, sweetie. Rivers of tears stream down her cheeks, mixing with the mud on the ground. Her face, hair, and gilded robes are marred with stains, but she shows no concern as she bawls her eyes out, her grief tearing at the core of her being. Like the first cries of a newborn entering the phenomenal world. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Thus the leader knows. The question is answered. Rather than looking on, she has chosen to be practical, involved, and suffer. And now the moment of parting has come.
Go, 37. Leave the island to the world outside.
What about you, 6? Where are you going to go?
Ms. Vertin, you're clearing a path out of the mires of the phenomenal world. I sincerely hope you will steer it away from the horrors of war.
It's our duty to do so.
6 nods approvingly. The importance of the scroll needs no further proclamation.
Also, the person you were looking for, I am not familiar with a biographer named Erd. However, in my recollections from the previous 6, there was a lady with a soul number just as unique as yours.
Are you saying?
Vertin's mother?
Sadly, these vague scraps of information were all that I inherited. I hope they will be useful to you.
He turns around. Without another look at the empty beach, he starts walking back. Some believers trail after him without hesitation. Seeing this, the girl wipes off her tears and scrambles to her feet.
No! Wait! 6, where are you going? Everyone is gone! Sophia, 210, 888, and now you too?
I'm returning to the cave, 37. There are still people who refuse to be caught in the cycle of hatred or give in to unrestrained passion. The entrance to the sacred place may be destroyed, but the people's faith is yet to be extinguished. We will persist in studying the scrolls, copying the scriptures, and restoring our halls. We will worship the Ancient One in penance and work to rekindle the flame of our broken beliefs. The island is a manifestation of our choices, a haven removed from the phenomenal world, a place of order and harmony. And it is our determination that will sustain its tranquil existence.
I will go with you.
No.
No. Your choice has already been made, 37. You should not go back. The sorrows and doubts you have can only be alleviated by experiencing the outside world.
37's face turns completely pale. 6 shakes his head, looking towards the setting sun.
Thousands of years ago, the first faithful ones fled from the Roman Empire and journeyed to this island, where they founded the School of Aperon.
I'm sorry, this is a beautiful frame. This is a beautiful frame.
500 years ago, refugees from Arabia found shelter here. They filled the cavern's shelves with copies of their writings and texts. Half a century ago, scholars who had their research exploited for warfare came and expanded our knowledge on modern mathematics. There were many 37s and 6s among them. Yet, are we any different from them in essence? Even if we are no longer here, the numbers 37 and 6 will still exist. Even if the island sank, these numbers would reappear elsewhere. The integer sequence is infinite, 37. Rather than clinging to a set of specific numbers, you should go and work out your own calculations and conclusions.
So now you're choosing to be wise and look on. But I don't understand. How could one be wise by being uninvolved and looking on from the sidelines?
6 lets out a sound, almost a chuckle.
You overestimate wisdom, Miss Verton. It can't do everything. Wisdom can free people from ignorance, but it can also lead them to a nihilistic void. Yet, someone will always seek this wisdom, even if nihilistic, to briefly rise above their worldly troubles and find some relief. And someone will have to stay here and provide a neutral haven for the drifters of the phenomenal world, and give the lost souls a harbor to return to.
He turns again, ignoring the cooling behind him this time.
Wait! Six! Wait!
She rubs her face with her palms and pulls up her robe, running down the beach. She stumbles over a pebble and falls, but she pushes through the pain and rises to her feet, still running as fast as she can.
Wait, Six! Atticus!
The man stops. He had not expected to hear that name. Numbers are the essence of one's souls, and names are but echoes of the phenomenal world. He was born into his number, long before he was given the name Atticus. 37 never once called him by that name, for she has always valued the essence above all else. Now here she stands, hair tangled with mud, knees bleeding, all battered and bruised, yet her gaze remains resolute.
Will you leave a door open for me in your cave, like when we were kids?
Oh, let me appreciate the art.
I know the transcendental law is in disorder, but that doesn't mean the truth is gone. I will carve a new path through the chaos, calculate better solutions than ever before, and delve into the phenomenal world to discover all it has to offer. By then, if I run into problems that I can't solve, can we talk about them together? Like we used to?
3 maxims were carved on the pillars of the Temple of Apollo. Knows thyself, nothing in excess, and give a pledge and trouble is at hand. What can he say? Elevating doubts is a leader's duty.
Yes, a door will be left open for you, 37. Both you and your friends can come in.
It's a promise. 6.
She brushes away her tears and waves to him. It's still a goodbye, but it's no longer as devastating. The last of the Aperon followers have left, leaving only the Timekeeper's team on the beach. And that's our ride.
Zeno sent a ship to pick us up. Let's go, 37. The researchers of Laplace would love to meet you.
The girl's shoulders are trembling.
Are you nervous? Afraid of the unknown world?
Maybe a little, but I will get used to it.
Oh, 37. She lets out breath, clearing the tangle of emotions from her mind. A familiar smile lights up on her face.
Because the nature of the universe flows in all things alike.
God. To be continued. Right, that leaves us with 2 parts left. Oh. And both are pretty short, so I'm gonna stop this recording and we'll start a new recording. Let's go. So, we should get this done within 30 minutes. Hopefully. Hopefully we'll get this done with 3 minutes. Oh. Anyways, let's get straight into it, guys. We are on the last 2 parts. Let's go. Oh, God, I'm so tired. Part 29, The Umbrella and the Knot.
We are prisoners within these cavern walls. Our gaze is held captive by the shadow's thrall. Until our hands clasped and our chains rattled, we united to break free from our shackles. The sightless join forces with the soundless, and the voiceless uplifted the helpless. Together, we assembled a sliver of truth, a piece of the world hidden since youth.
Hallway Foundation. ... Mesmer.
Have you got something for me, Mesmer?
Mesmer Jr. looks worn and tired, but her demeanor is still somewhat friendly. Dark circles are clearly visible under Mesmer Jr.'s eyes, just like every Laplace member encountered today.
Yes, they asked me to give this to you.
An umbrella.
The culmination of our research, the crystallization of man in all its wisdom, the protective gear against the storm.
It's the umbrella from the trailers, guys. From the trailers.
An umbrella. Something you personally don't really need.
She takes a sarcastic jab as she opens the white satin umbrella.
It's called the Equilibrium Umbrella. This is the first model, consisting of a converter, a harmonizer, and a ritual core. The converter generates a balancing field that can cast rituals in the storm, taking account of the wielder's capabilities. The harmonizer's markings are inspired by the scroll of Apeiron. Madame Lucy tested it against 162 known side effects and found it to be highly effective. The original scroll has been returned to the island. This is only a simplified and duplicated rendition.
The 162 curses aren't all of them, right?
Correct. There may be other unknown side effects, so the umbrella is only a
driving
prototype
around
in the
in the
testing
house?
phase. And the ritual core. At first it was called the 37 Lucy Knot in honor of the two main contributors. However, both of them turned it down.
Yes. I still remember what 37 said at the time. She would rather name it after the mathematical properties of the knot, even if it's too much of a mouthful.
Of course she does.
No. 37 is not a name, and the truth should not be dressed up with anyone's name. I only found it. I didn't invent it. I don't need something named after me to prove my sense of existence. But I'm not on the island anymore. I can understand that the imaginary numbers need to honor the discovery. You may use another contributor's name for it. I'm willing to accept that.
Madame Lucy showed no interest in the naming rights, so it was transferred to the third major contributor, Adler Hoffman.
Oh.
Sadly, researcher Adler also rejected the offer. At first, we nearly ended up using the date of that day as the name, but he changed his mind after confirming he could use his family name instead.
The Hoffman knot?
Yeah, I like that.
You named it after Madame Hoffman?
No. I mean... Oh, God. Matt Hoffman's death is still hard. I mean, he did end up losing his sister, and they ended up losing a researcher, and Marcus ended up losing their mentor, so...
Yes, researcher Adler Hoffman wanted to make sure that Greta Hoffman would never be forgotten for her selfless sacrifice. Level 4 Investigator Marcus, please accept this umbrella. It is rightfully yours.
She receives an equilibrium umbrella. Its pearly sheen creates an illusion of pure whiteness in front of her. Aw, Marcus.
Given the incredible contributions you have made, you're welcome to apply for a well-deserved and extended vacation.
Oh, you need it, darling. You need it, Marcus. You need to go to therapy, darling. We need to get you into therapy. You need to relax, girl. You need to relax.
No. I will request for permission to go out.
Oh, okay.
My era is gone. But with this umbrella in hand, I will venture into the new world
and marvel at what's to come.
Marcus looks up at the sky.
Will the sucker tort taste the same?
With the umbrella in her arms, she bows to the Foundation staff member. Then she turns and walks towards the light.
And lastly, the asymmetrical nuclide R in the handle of the umbrella is supposed to protect against the storm syndrome. But this still needs to be confirmed through testing.
It's okay. This is the one thing we need the most.
If you have no further questions about its usage, I'm heading back to the rehab center. The afflicted researchers there are in dire need of my magnet therapy.
Of course.
Don't you think 1 is not enough for my needs? I think 5. No, 15 might be more helpful.
An unexpected question. Mesmer Jr. stops with a surprised look on her face.
My suitcase can't protect humans from the storm. They'll need the umbrella to survive.
So we might as well stock up in the suitcase.
In the future missions, I may encounter lots of...
Mesmer Jr. interrupts.
Just a reminder, Timekeeper. This is only a prototype. The application forms for the umbrella are available in the Foundation lobby. Feel free to apply for as many as you need.
She turns and leaves, not staying for another second.
Thank you, Mesmer.
The amount of sunlight is just right. The umbrella pops open, rotating with a touch of grace. Against the white fabric, the golden knot gleams with brilliance.
37 was right. It is a beautiful shape indeed.
The Foundation Square has been restored to its former glory. A recognizable figure stands there, having waited for a long time.
Hey, Vertin! Did you get it done?
Yes, it went smoothly. I was expecting something more complicated. So, to get the umbrella, you only need to fill out forms.
Huh? That's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about the brave and glorious sacrifice of my Apple II. Don't you think the Foundation should compensate me with a shiny new ship?
Well, Apple the Third now.
Oh? What do you mean, oh? Are you saying you totally forgot about it?
To be fair, yes. You lost that ship like 2-3 chapters ago. Not a massive deal. Regulus closes in, offended, putting her hands on both her shoulders.
Easy, Regulus. Those people are likely buried in paperwork right now. Just be patient and wait.
She twirls the golden medal between her fingers.
Lilia, how was your commendation ceremony?
They rewarded me for escorting the important item during the storm. How is delivering a scroll worthy of a reward? I'll say someone should be grateful I didn't crash into the committee building.
She tosses the medal to Regulus.
Take it. Might be useful for your alchemy.
Oh, let me see.
Regulus brings the medal to her mouth and takes a small bite.
Oh, thanks, mate. It's made of pure gold. On behalf of the pirate community, I thank you for your remarkable contribution to alchemy.
I have one too.
Druvus. Druvus III walks over and places another medal in Regulus's hand. Like Lilia, she was rewarded for helping to deliver the scroll.
Please forgive my lack of contribution, Timekeeper.
You're perfect, Druvus. She missed the island trip because of the forest they planted in the Foundation Square. Fortunately, the square has been restored to its original condition.
It seems the awakened woods have embraced tranquility once more. Perhaps a sign of good things to come.
I'm glad to see you back on your feet, Miss Truvis. In fact, there's a place I'd like to introduce you to. A flourishing island that survived both war and the storm. I think a talented druid like you would be of great help to them.
Sounds like a place to look forward to.
The reunion is cut short by the pirate's cheer.
Nice job, Druvis. It's not as big as Lilia's, but it is made of a rare kind of metal.
This is a good start, Captain. This Apple thinks we only need 300 more medals to afford a new ship.
You read my mind, Mr. Chief Mate. When will Zeno's ceremony be held?
Think you're stealing the medals?
This captain is not a fan of these ceremonies. So, could they just mail me my medal?
The rocking pirate coughs awkwardly, her eyes darting away behind the cover of her shades.
Did I miss something?
Sotheby! Oh, darling, I've missed you.
Are we holding a medal exchanging party?
Sotheby!
I missed you. Regulus rejoices at the sight of the little lady, tears welling up in her eyes. She stretches out a hand and Sotheby immediately gets the message.
But I don't have a medal. All I have is this big round golden...
A handful of weighty jewelry is placed in Regulus' hands.
Captain, I think we can buy a new ship with this.
Oh, damn. See, Sotheby always to the rescue. Regulus wraps her in a ginormous bear hug, moved to tears. Praise Sotheby, the most charitable woman in history, the revitalizer of the pirate community, the prime sponsor of the ingenious alchemist, and the bank vault on legs.
Regulus! Regulus!
Sonetto runs over, panting, waving a stack of stamped papers in her hand.
The timekeeper asked me to request a new ship for you, and we have the approval.
Ah!
The Foundation will rebuild Apple II and pay for its maintenance. Huh?
Funny you say that, Sonetto.
Perfect timing, Sonetto. The trees sway in the breeze, and the sunlight streams through the leaves. It is a fine weather to set sail again.
Now we have 2 new ships.
Perfect. Oh, on 2 separate missions. There's our umbrella. And I believe this is our last part. Part 30. And now the curtain call. The youth are sailing for a new world, while the old are saying goodbye to the world they knew. Office of Director Laplace.
15 plugs. This should be enough to cover all socket types at our destination. Simone, pass me the experiment log, please.
She brushes the dust off the desk and takes a final inventory of the lab's equipment. She leaves the lights off, not needing them any longer. An urgent knock sounds from the door.
Come.
Oh? Before she finishes her protocol for human social customs, the door barges open.
Madame Lucy, is it true? Are you leaving Laplace?
Yes. The inquiry is over. This is the decision of all parties involved.
No!
You have got to be kidding me!
Enigma pounds on the table, sending the dust from the experiments into the air.
After all the incredible contributions you've made, they're suspending you?
I mean, yeah, she did. Even though I agree with what Lucy did, she did go against the rules to give out a sort of like prototypical experiment out to public. Well, kind of, Vienna. Which by the looks of it only saved Cacarnia, unfortunately.
This is absolutely ridiculous! Without you, there would be no umbrella, and everyone would have died from the side effects!
But many did perish because of me. I had underestimated the danger of the ritual, and it ended up spreading uncontrollably. Did you not once have the same opinion, researcher Adler Hoffman?
The robot gives him a friendly nod.
It is surprising to see you change your mind so quickly. But that is just what Laplace needs. The spirit of rationality and self-evolution.
The documents have been filed away. Simone walks up to Lucy and takes the heavy experimental apparatus from her hands. As the dust rises from their movements, Enigma lets out a cough.
I can imagine how they came to this decision. They must have considered the backgrounds of all the employees, including their social status and race. After 8 years, we finally created an umbrella to withstand the storm. However, our methods for achieving such progress and breakthroughs were too much for some to handle. People needed an outlet for their frustrations, so someone had to be held responsible for the accidents and casualties. Numerous complaints have been filed against me, accusing me of being a cold, heartless opponent of humanity. Within the Foundation, Zeno, and even here, some are starting to question the idea of having an awakened piston as a leader of Laplace. They argued about my arcane abilities, unsure if I had them under control or if they were becoming unstable and affecting my ability to make rational decisions.
The robot realizes an overlooked detail.
I did give the nod to Miss Kikanya in violation of the confidentiality agreement, but ultimately, it helped people survive, and that is all that matters.
But Enigma does not pick up on this realization. He's already enraged, fist clenched in a ball.
So they're questioning your standing because you're an awakened? An arcanist? They're doubting the rationality of a machine that values technology and progress above all else? Could anything be more absurd? Even I, a human, was on the verge of giving up. It was you who convinced me to save our species.
My question is, why are you so upset? This does not affect you. In fact, you may be promoted. Laplace is setting up a new department, and you and Ulrich should have been invited to head it.
Weil das verdammt ungerecht ist! Diese Leute kennen dich nicht. Sie haben nicht mit dir gearbeitet oder dir zugehört. Und doch ernten sie freudig die Früchte deiner Arbeit. Der einzige Grund, warum du suspendiert wirst, ist, weil du, ein Erwachter, nicht wirklich sterben kannst. Oder sie würden dir jetzt eine Ehrenmedaille auf deinem Grabstein verleihen.
He's not wrong.
Maybe you should take up that offer. At least you will get a promotion as a just reward.
Enigma opens his mouth, but no sound comes out. He wants to tell her she's wrong about him wanting the promotion, but he's too flustered and angry to speak. Then robotic eyes slit pulses, and she continues in her unemotional tone.
By the way, Ulrich ended up receiving a medal. But like you, he was not exactly thrilled either.
I wonder why.
He is outside the committee building, refusing to eat in protest. But everyone knows how resilient the awakened can be. It is going poorly.
She shakes and sighs, deeply remorseful for her subordinate's behavior.
I will suggest that one of you take this position. No one knows this research better than the two of you.
Not a chance.
The research must progress, and you also need to ensure that the results will not be abused.
A valid concern.
Scheiße. You're right.
Enigma is caught in a fierce battle between his principles and his duty. But the robot doesn't notice these unimportant details. She nonchalantly walks over to the chair and runs a final battery check.
The punishment does not bother me, Researcher Hoffman. Power exists only in your dictionary, not mine. From the moment of my awakening, I have been unable to comprehend you creatures. And even now, that remains unchanged.
She states with no emotions added to embellish her delivery. Enigma's mouth falls open in shock. Meanwhile, the robot just keeps on talking.
We operate in
I'm moving
different
around a
ways,
lot. My leg
just
hurts.
like how our fuels differ. But the bright side is our paths align. Whether we are creatures or machines, humans or arcanists, most of us strive for a better life. It is this primal desire that drives progress. That is why I put on the mask of a human and work on improving my appearance and speech, all for the sake of better communication with you. Unfortunately, my efforts do not always pay off. Some say that the more human-like I appear, the more different I seem.
She shakes her head with regret.
But I am who I am, and my motivation is not to gain recognition from others. Our aligned path leads us to progress, and that is all there is to it. Thanks to the invention of the umbrella, Laplace can now resume its research unhindered. And if there is someone better qualified to lead, I am more than willing to remain a humble cog in their machine. Besides, Miss C introduced me to a beautiful resort. The lake there is rich with arcane power, perfect for an awakened arcanist like
She's gonna
me.
go on a little vacation with
Not
Madame Z.
only is it a resort, but also an independent team with a good amount of freedom. My only concern is if they have adequate power supply. Oh, rust might be a problem. Perhaps I should ask Researcher X about his titanium derust machine.
That could be good. ... The robot is happily thinking about her vacation plans. She has completed all preparations for departure.
Time to go, Simone.
Madam Lucy, please take a look at this before you go.
What is this? What is this? A stack of reports is handed in front of her.
This is a report you compiled during the storm countdown, detailing 126 side effects and how the scroll alleviates them. I have some questions about the data for Type 34.
Lucy flips it open and dutifully goes through the list one last time.
Yes, I can see a few errors in here. Unfortunately, I have to complete all of the handover procedures today. Perhaps you can ask Mr. Ulrich about it later.
She hands it back to Enigma, but he does not reach for it. He looks at her, grief-stricken.
The side effects left a mark on you, didn't they? There are 162 side effects, not 126. There was also an obvious typo in the data for Type 34. We noticed it long ago and corrected it. Took only 5 seconds. You sacrificed so much for this report, yet you could not see such glaring mistakes. You called me Researcher Hoffman earlier, a name you haven't used since you took over Laplace 8 years ago. To avoid confusion with my sister, you and our colleagues started calling me Adler instead.
Moving closer, he asks grimly.
How much data did you lose to impair your research abilities like this? Is this why you have to leave Laplace now? The progress you've made has helped so many, but at what cost to your own well-being?
The robot does not answer, a rare occurrence. From her side, Simone gently takes the file for her.
We should go, Madam Lucy.
Goodbye, Researcher Adler.
Goodbye, Madame Lucy.
Thank you for correcting my mistake.
Oh, she walks away with steely steps, not looking back.
All right, fine.
He grips the door frame, ignoring the strange looks from the hallway.
I'll take up that role and do what you've been nagging me to do. I'll take care of those pesky committees. But just so you know, I'm not doing this for the higher-ups who look down on us, but for the people who look up to us from below. ...
The footsteps continue in rhythm. Her duty here is done. Then another voice calls out.
Madam Lucy!
The corridors are bustling with people. Ah, Simone having a little smile, that's cute. Researchers, clerks, directors, and security. Every Laplace employee is in the corridors from bottom to top floor. Oh, the same voice shouts.
All attention! Salute!
Yes! Papers litter the air like snowflakes. Everyone says goodbye in their own language, tossing files over the railings. The countless drafts, designs, and forms from the past 24 hours rain down. They are created for the storm and have completed their mission. Oh, just as did the robot. Oh, man, Lucy.
Simone, why are they throwing papers at me? Are they rejecting me and banishing me?
No.
On the contrary, madam, they are showing their reverence.
Oh, I see.
They're happy. The robot is without face, an emotion module today, so she turns away from the crowd. Sunlight dances on her metallic surface, enveloping her in a golden aura.
Let us go, Simone.
Oh god,
I
I'm
missed the
tearing up.
Laplace chargers already.
Oh god, I'm tearing up.
There is a 230-volt bath at the resort, right?
Oh, I hope so for you, darling. The end. Oh, it's the end of chapter fucking 7. Jesus. Oh god. Pale green characters flicker increasingly, and in a second dozens of messages appear on the fluorescent screen at the same time. It is clear to see that life must go on. Read the contents. Lucy has resigned. Who'll be in charge now? Ulrich. He's the second most reliable awakening in the scientific computing center. Someone other than Lucy, I guess. No one wants the sleet. It's electrified. Ulrich is the most opposed to this idea. He's on a hunger strike in front of the committee building. I guess he'd rather starve to death than to sit in that electric chair. How about John? He's a man with clear logic and good project management skills. Lucy was an excellent leader. The casualties this time shouldn't be her fault. The best option is to let her come back. Which John? I hope you don't mean the one who speaks syntax decimals. I recommend John from the mechanical engineering group. He's very creative and forward-thinking. Definitely the right person to run the scientific computing center. Why is there so many Johns? The only person still hanging on to that group is probably Adler, who forgot to transfer his files. So Adler is indeed currently the best theoretical physicist in all of the class. My suggestion is that we all join Ulrich in preventing any politician John or placeholder John from being put in that position, and on that basis demand Lucy's return. I'll bring a few decks of cards, and can someone tell me why we're only considering Johns? Ah, poor saps. That's the end. Oh, that is the end of chapter 7. We have two more to do. So, we have the new chapter, which we can apparently go straight into. But then we also have To the New World, which I don't know what this is. I'm going to do a quick little research. Was To the New World playlist. Da-da-da. It looks like something that people missed out. To the New World. What is this exactly? Okay. It looks like it's a something. Full stories. 40, 50 minutes. That's how long it's taken people. Okay, so we are either doing the To the New World next week, or we're going straight into the new chapter. We'll see. But for now, that's it for verse 1999. We have caught up. Well, not fully, but we've caught up to what I wanted to caught up with. So. Oh yeah, we got a new. There you go. So yeah, we've caught up with what I wanted to today. So that is goodbye, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.